So I was rummaging through old theory topics the other day, and I saw one of the first ever topics that I wanted to analyze, which was, well, live-action Nickelodeon shows. I do a lot of their cartoons, but despite what many may think, the sitcoms truly are just as rife with mystery and a lack of thorough explanations or background detail. I asked on Twitter for people to pick between 3 of the most popular Schneider shows, and iCarly won to my surprise, but I wanted it to win. I do think it ended up being the most popular show, despite the consensus apparently being that Drake and Josh was a superior show. A lot of people seem to hate iCarly. Perhaps it's because it is seen as a follow-up to Drake and Josh, or because the humor is more of a ridiculously random nature, I'm not sure. And of course, there was that enormous disturbing rumor scandal thing that went on with Nickelodeon when they dropped Dan Schneider for reasons. But the shows still exist with, on the whole, lingering mysteries. Since iCarly is the one I am the most familiar with, today I want to talk about it. But since I have a theory channel, let's discuss something I've been theorizing on for the better half of a good decade. Is Spencer like a cursed firebender or something? Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and you may notice I sound a bit sick. This also explains my spotty uploads lately. It is because I am extremely profoundly sick right now. No fear, the cold is temporary, it just flared my other problems into insanity for the time being. Speaking of insanity, Spencer Shay. Spencer is the older brother of Carly Shay, and he is, yes, my favorite character in the show. Psychologically, his character archetype blasts a little thing called extroverted intuition through the absolute friggin' roof. He is Carly's guardian, frequently checked upon by his grandfather, who lives nearby. Their father is a military man who only appears at the very end of the show and is portrayed by the president from Supernatural. Where's their mother? Who is their mother? Well, I don't think she is mentioned, referenced, or even questioned by anyone else in the entire show, ever. It's like she doesn't exist and everyone is cool with it. Perhaps the military removed her for evil reasons. Maybe she was a spy, or maybe Carly and Spencer have different mothers. Bombshell incarnate, I know, but I'll theorize on the missing dead Disney parents later, because today we shall discuss Spencer's fire curse. That just took a level in demonic, the reason being because Spencer ignites anything he touches, anything that could possibly be construed as some sort of pyrokinetic cosmic joke. Things that typically have impossibly high specific heat capacities, yes, here comes my physics, will burst into flames. Things that cannot burst into flames do. He dings a bell and somehow that friction causes it to burst into flames. He dismantles a video camera and turns it into a stuffed squirrel, only for it to burst into flames when he merely touches it 5 years later. This isn't even regarding the things that are actually flammable, like heated gummy bears, which he creates a lamp out of for Carly's birthday, bursting her entire bedroom into flames. The silver lining, or rather, the diamond bezel? Well, it's their great-grandmother's wristwatch, which is insured for $82,000 when it succumbs to the fire. Spencer's surprise breaks the laws of physics as well, causing his pants to drop from sheer shock. This happens again later in the series. He breaks the laws of physics constantly. But here's just the thing. A good chunk of these inflammatory experiences lead to a lesson or a positive outcome. So is this a divine blessing or a divine curse? We know that divinity and mythical supernatural occult phenomena do exist and occur in this show because of Mitch, the Christmas angel. When Carly wishes Spencer was born normal, Mitch the angel transports her to a parallel universe where Spencer is not a leader of extroverted intuition and randomness, but rather a sophisticated lawyer. 'Twas a loaded wish that changed her life too, but she did learn a lesson. Divine intervention. Unless, of course, it was all a dream, like I expect it could have been. Makes sense regarding the timing and the location, but that whole Christmas episode would have been a hyper-detailed dream from a girl uncreative in that sector, though. Everything points to something fishy going on in this world. There's a lot of unexplainable events. It has to be a curse, I suppose, unless someone is both figuratively and literally gaslighting Spencer by pouring inflammatory liquids on the objects, and then somehow triggering their combustion remotely. It would be a lot of work, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's the only thing that makes any half sense in a physics manner. The characters of iCarly often break some levels of the fourth wall. Maybe the supernatural intervention is simply the crew behind the scenes who causes these things. He even once began to teach Carly about fire safety only for his extinguisher to blast flames upon usage. Physically impossible unless Spencer truly is cursed somehow, or someone is literally gaslighting his life. Nobody could possibly be doing that, though, as some of the things that happen are too tightly knit and instantaneous, unplanned. Spencer's cursed, or, as I've stated, blessed somehow with the gift of lesson teaching through pyrokinetics. Blessed with a house fire that granted an $82,000 birthday. I don't know how or why, but from a physics standpoint, the only possible answer to Spencer Shay's fire antics seems to be supernaturality. He is cursed. Again, some levels of the unexplainable are more direct in this universe, such as when the actual Bigfoot hijacked their RV. So this horrible karma, where does this fire curse come from? Is it voodoo, haunting, perhaps by the ghost of his mother? Or by the ghost of their great-grandmother who owned the wristwatch? It's like whatever has caused this, whether it be the universe or a person, loves Spencer, but also likes to mess with him, which I suppose is literally everyone in his family. We never see his mother. I once thought his mother could have been Mrs. Benson, but time is against that, despite locations making it possible. I don't think this question will ever really be answered. She is never even hinted towards in character conversations. Their grandfather never mentioned her as a possible guardian for Carly, meaning she's most likely dead or long gone. I remember watching like 1 or 2 episodes of the spin-off show Sam and Cat. I was hyped because they brought back Nora Dershlit to complete the Psycho trilogy. She broke out of prison and they parodied Silence of the Lambs, making her Buffalo Bill and Neville Pepperman Hannibal Lecter. Doctors trapped Neville in a cell because he had a dreaded porcupine illness or something, but as Sam was leaving, he went and mocked the fan base by conspiratorially screaming at the top of his lungs, "Where was Carly's mother?" That's about the only hint we've gotten that implies the show has actively hidden the mother from us like some sort of Disney princess film, which means the answer is most likely nowhere to be found. If she is dead, then Spencer is cursed. Perhaps his mother burnt in a house fire of his own making during childhood. If I recall, he did cause a few. That just got extraordinarily dark, but it would actually make sense given the curse. I don't know. This is all just a good something to think about. As you can clearly see, there's a lot to talk about in iCarly. This is just the beginning, obviously. This is just one small talking point, but please, if you find any actual solid evidence of Carly's mom throughout any of the many episodes I can't keep rewatching, please do comment it below. I may come back to this with a more solid theory now that the groundwork has been laid. As far as other aspects, well, I have quite a few more ideas regarding Freddy's dad, and I might get to that soon too. Sam's dad is quite obviously some random man from some random relationship her mother had, but Freddy, he's the one we can figure out because Mrs. Benson clearly has got some neuroticism stemmed from losing someone once before. I shall saith no more. If you want me to discuss this goofy show again, click like, and do please click subscribe below. I would love to discuss it more, and thus likely will. I also, as you may know, cover tons of other animated tween shows like SpongeBob and Total Drama, as well as lots of PG-13 sci-fi shows and movies of all sorts. Lots to theorize on, lots to cover, and 2019 is soon to be up. This is a baseline video, but depth can be reached. I'm uploading less because of my illness, but I'm still getting out a few videos a month, so get hyped for what's in store. Remember, comment your theories below, and until next time, I'm the Theorizer.